is your call to stream like phone.
How they gonna hit me with an ad? How they gonna hit the Shred Lords with an ad? Chat Capital, how we doing? Chat Capital, how we doing? Catch me up, mates. Catch me up, mates. I got some stuff to show y'all. But first I'm gonna turn the camera on in a second, but we gotta start this off right, man. We gotta start this off right, man. I gotta show y'all a little something.
With gold medal champions,
Get y'all
and
fired
they
up.
suffer every day. They work
Get y'all fired up,
enormously
man.
hard. They
It's Shred Lord
sacrifice
Finance Fridays,
enormous
bro.
things in order to get that success. An everyday commitment.
Listening.
Group. There are just those very few players who train to dominate. They train so hard that winning is inevitable.
Winning
On race
is
day.
inevitable.
And Adam said, that clicked with me. I decided I was going to train to dominate. So he said, when I
AW Bill Beswick in the mix. How we doing, chat? Chat, how we doing? Happy Finance Fridays, chat. W's. How we doing? How we doing? Catch me up, boys. Catch me up, boys. How is life? I just had to get y'all started with a little, I had to get y'all started with a little motivational thing. You know what I'm saying? Bill Beswick, one of the greatest sports psychologists, coaches in the entire world, just dropping a little gems for the Shred Lords. He said, there's athletes that train to compete. They're waking up early. They're putting in the work. They're doing what they got to do. There's athletes that train to win. They're getting up even earlier. They're hustling. They're studying the competition. They're perfecting their craft. But then there are athletes that train to dominate. Dominate, ladies and gents. You know what bucket we in? We in team domination. To where winning is inevitable. It's all about setting the vision, outlining the game plan, establishing the systems, keeping up with consistency, and letting compounding engines just absolutely go to work. And with that, welcome to Fridays. How we doing? Let me address some of the Shred Lords in the chat. Ayo, Power Nadal, what's up, champ? How you doing? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Edwin, the absolute shred lord. What's good, chief? I owe you a recap of the business that I found you in Florida. You and Richard. Richard in the mix. What's up, champ? Falarin, how the heck are you doing, bro? Welcome back, man. Oh, Will Knight came back. He showed up early this time, legend. Welcome. Welcome. How we doing, guys? Stormy, what's up, champ? Stormy, been a minute, Stormy. Boris, how are you? Equity or royalty? In terms of like an investment? Huh? Stormy, what you been busy with, champ? Catch us up, Stormy. What you been doing, man? What you been doing? Stormy been making smart money moves. School and vibe coding and studying. Wow. And walking. I love that. And walking. Let's go. Walking crew. Let's freaking rock. Good stuff, Stormy. Good stuff, my dog. Well, I just hope literally everyone has had an incredible day today. Tell me about your guys' day. W day? What should I get into? Stormy walked and vibe coded and studied and went to school today. What about everybody else? Tell me about your days. Give me the highs, give me the lows. It's a safe space. You're with the boys. It's a safe space, guys. It's a safe space. Oh, snap. Edwin, catch me up on that. Lost out on a deal today. What happened? Like an acquisition? Was it a business acquisition or something else? We're going to keep moving forward. There's a better one coming. Heck yeah, bro. Bro, you know how many deals I've lost out on? I lost out on probably like 140 deals. Shooters shoot, bro. Shooters shoot, man. I lost out on so many deals in my life. But you got to keep it pumping, man. You got to keep it moving. That's what matters most, dude. You guys going to add it to the fleet? Yeah. Wait, it was a deal for a business or a deal for a truck? To buy a truck? Or was it a deal to buy a trucking fleet to your existing fleet? Either way, it all sounds really cool. Either way, it all sounds really cool, man. Cash flow is cash flow around here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guys, I got a lot that I want to do together with you guys. I literally spent my entire day. What did I do? I spent my entire day with SBA lenders, sell side and buy side bankers, and with like filtering through commercial commercial banks. It was such a very like banking heavy day. It's crazy. Like I'm all tapped out of banks. Stormy, is it fine if I ask a hypothetical question? You're such a gentleman. I appreciate how kind you are in this chat. Yes, you may ask any and all respectful hypothetical questions. As long as it does not involve day trading or any dumb money moves, you will get banned, Stormy. JK. Edwin says, it was to buy a truck. We were going to sub it. If familiar. Oh, is that kind of like having your fleet, owning the assets and the infrastructure, and then subbing it out to like a different driver or manager for that truck? That's kind of cool. What's happening with the trucking industry, Edwin? I feel like the trucking industry, like, does anyone else know? Like guys, catch me up. Like, I wonder what is happening broadly in the trucking industry. Why do I hate trading so much? I do like to think that I've waged war against day traders. Yeah, Edwin, catch me up what's happening in trucking. My thoughts on the trucking industry is I think the trucking industry is facing I think it's in incredibly high demand. Because with everything going on, there is so much demand for just overall logistics, third-party logistics. The industry itself in trucking, I think, is facing potentially a labor shortage. Because I think that like it's probably hard. Correct me if I'm wrong, Evan. It is probably really hard to always have like 360 days scheduled of like consistent drivers. I think because it's a really it's a job you got to be built for. You know, well, those are long haul. Um, and oh, diesel's getting pricey. Oh, interesting. But then also, I don't know if it's like going to happen in the next 20 years, but I assume that like they're working on like those autonomous big logistic trucks, right? In the next like 50 to 100 years, or not 50. Didn't Tesla come out with one? The only thing is those are going to be like incredibly expensive, not as efficient. So, um, the cool thing is if you can build yourself a platform with existing customers, like lock down some routes and then invest in acquiring some of those like autonomous or like self-driving trucking assets, then you're crushing it. Like they may have the self-driving trucks, but they may not have the customer relationships and handle the people side of it. Because like regardless of autonomous and non-autonomous, there is so much of like heavy people involvement, I think, in bidding on routes, picking up things, dealing with customers, dealing with like insurance, all kinds of things. Like I think there's still an incredible human element needed. So that I think is the name of the game. Michael, how you doing, champ? Michael Pomposello, welcome to Finance Fridays with the Shred Lords. How you doing, champ? Says, I submitted an LOI on a nail salon today. Hey, everybody, W's in the chat for Michael. Let's freaking go, dude. That is epic, man. Let's freaking go, Michael. Heck yeah, dude. I spent an LOI on a nail salon today. I want to do a PE roll-up of salons. You're speaking my language, my guy. You're speaking my language. Heck yeah. One thing that I know, ladies like to have their nails done, you know? And last time I checked, and I was at CES last week, there is not a single AI robot doing the nails for some of these ladies. And guys can get their nails done too, according to Chicago Bears quarterback. But that's a solid play. That's a solid play. Well, nah, you're a legend for the support. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys supporting Mike. This is really good. This is really good. We're helping each other out here. I built an AI that goes out and finds deals, vets them on my local machine, and gives me guidance to purchase and finance. This guy must be the Elon Musk of business acquisitions. Let's freaking go. I like that. How does it work without giving out too many like proprietary pieces of data? Is it kind of like is it a scraper? Like, does it like scrape business listings, like a N8N scraper, scrape business listings, and then pinpoints which ones are like filtered by your criteria and pulls like the revenue, EBITDA, and sees if it fits like your threshold of like 3x or less, little things like that? I assume that's how like a scraper would work for AI. I wanted to build one of those. I wanted to build like a cool little app for y'all, but it scrapes biz by sell using proxies and then uses custom Qwen3 on my local machine to report to me via like a catalog. That's even better. My idea was kind of dumb, but yours is so much better, bro. Let's freaking go. Yo, Michael, that's freaking awesome, dude. I don't know if you just tuned into these live streams, but I feel like this is the first time I read your name on the chat. And I just want to say welcome to the stream, but then you've given us such a gift of incredible good news. Incredible good news, Michael. You know what? I got something for you. Michael, give us a state. We're going to find you some more roll-ups. All right? Everybody eats around here. Give me, I watch your YouTube. I want to show you this sometime. New York? All right, let's go to New York, ladies and gents. Let's go to New York. I'm gonna show you something that your scraper might not be able to do. Let me show you how to cook up. Let's find you some good ones. I'm gonna give you one add-on acquisition as a gift for joining the live streams, as well as for investing the time to check out my YouTube. I appreciate you. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Any price range? Multiple range? Yeah, Stormy, can you vibe code us an app? Vibe code us an app, please. Stormy, you and Chris are our vibe coding resident experts. All right, let me show you some stuff. Okay, prime location, Manhattan. I believe Manhattan's a little tricky. Like to get a really good cash flowing one, like you can probably to get a really, really, really good cash flowing one, you probably got to pay a pretty premium for like good sound traffic. Thriving salon, children's barbershop. That's actually interesting. Kids always need their haircuts. Whether we're in a recession, I don't think anyone's gonna want to have little Johnny or Susie walk around looking like they're homeless. So, all right, let's keep pushing. But these are like guy salons. Oh wait, you said nail salon, right? You said nail salon? Yeah. Nail salons. Oh, Richard said nail salons print money. Businesses focus on women usually print a lot of green. Yeah, I agree actually. I don't know where these girls be getting this money from. Because they be blowing cash on personal care. They might be making smart money moves. Hair salon. Do they only do hair or you do hair and nails? Dang, Stormy, you're on it right now? Okay, 22 years. Oh, the one you're looking at is in Manhattan. Oh, wow. Congrats. That's huge, bro. That's huge. I used to live in Manhattan. Lower East Side and then Brooklyn. Boom, here we go. Nail salon in Manhattan. Here's another one. This one's doing $100,000 in free cash flow. All brand new inventory. That's good, so you don't have to do it anymore. We are doing Russian nails. Probably opportunity for you to expand into other nail salons. No, not nail salon. Nail types. I don't know. What's a Russian nail? I don't know what a Russian nail is. Is there like a American nail, Chinese nail, Korean nail? A Russian nail. Why is it only a Russian nail? Anyway, here you go. Michael, you just learned about Russian nails? Bruv. Commercial due diligence. You gotta be asking ladies all around for nails. That's your diligence right there. Speak to every single woman in New York and say, what kind of nail are you looking to, or what how do you even phrase that question? Like, go to every single girl in New York and simply say, what are you doing with your nails these days? And be like, where do you, how often do you nail your nails or do your nails? Where do you go? What type of, is it manicure? Okay. What type of manicure are you getting? Yeah, there we go, Richard. There we go, Richard. Richard's got the right, lingo. Richard, how do I say that in Spanish? ¿Cuál tipo de manicure te quieres? Oh, man. Let me catch up on the chat. Dun. Will Nye says, one of my life's goals is to acquire a boring Main Street business. Hey, I like that, bro. That's my goal, too. Let's make it happen. Stormy, what platform are you using the vibe code, by the way? Wait, Stormy, how do you know about Sky Blue French Tip 1.5? What is that? Sky Blue French Tip 1.5. That sounds like a loadout in Warzone. Sky Blue French Tip 1.5 ain't, What the heck? 1.5 aim? Yeah, you guys play Warzone these days? What's up with Warzone, huh? I need to get back in the mix with Warzone, bro. I miss Warzone. That was my COVID grace right there. That got me through COVID, y'all. Doing deals in Warzone. Infamous, what's up, champ? Welcome back, dog. You could go get a manicure yourself. Wait, actually, that's a good diligence. This is one of those kind of businesses that is a amazing diligence. Shout out to you, Infamous. You're always eye on the money, right? Easily, Michael, if you weren't already in an LOI. Oh, you're LOI stage. You haven't even closed yet. All right, so you got time to do diligence. I definitely would get every single nail on your hands done in that place, right? And ask so many questions to the employees. How long they've been there, like how's the management team, how are they treated fairly? When you're paying for it, see if they accept your credit card to pay for it, or if they're like, oh no, we don't accept credit card, we only do cash. Then that easily shows that like likely the cash-based accounting P&L and QuickBook isn't as accurate as what you would see if like they were taking credit card transactions, etc. All types of diligent stuff, you know. And then I don't know, you don't want to be this is a little creepy, but you can kind of like count how many people go in and out of the place, but that's just like weird watching people go in and out of nail salons. I wouldn't do that. Disregard that. But like when you go in there, see if it's super busy. And there's like rules and laws around like bothering employees or like approaching employees during a deal process, I think. But if there's ways that you can like outsource that and like either have some of your friends or family do that for you, that's a good diligence setup. That's a really good diligence setup. I used Claude to code mine. Took about 2 days to build and then 2 days to really flesh it out. Then searching into LOI took about 2 weeks. Nice. Very nice. ¿Cuál tipo de manicara? ¿Cuál tipo de manicara te haces? ¿Cuál tipo de manicara te haces? Richard, thank you for always being my go-to resident Spanish instructor. I needed you in college, bro. All right, I can never get Lovable to produce freaking stamp. So is Lovable chalked? What do you guys think? How did Capital get 400 AUM? I thought it was just, dude, capital allocation. Capital allocation, man. Just kidding. We raised some capital. And I told you guys, however many likes that some of the old videos get, I was gonna personally put it into Chat Capital. So we got some good amount of likes on some of the last few vids. So I banged up our AUM and put a few bucks in the chat. Oh, it's a boutique by appointment only. Solid. Just make sure when you buy it, man, that they get more hours. Just make sure that's not a bottleneck in terms of like revenue growth. And just make sure, please, Michael, just please make sure that the business cash flows after debt service. I think there's like so many people that go out trying to find cash flowing businesses and don't do the simple math to say like, all right, if we actually use SBA leverage, does this business generate sufficient cash flow to pay myself and my team, etc., post interest and amortization? Here's this add-on acquisition, by the way, for you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. There's so many. Hold on. There's like so many. And then you can expand into other like verticals. There's a bunch of nail salon ones, but there's so many other cool ways. Kenny, are you Blasian? Yeah, Sirski. Why do I look Blasian? People often said that I look Blasian or like my hair was like because of my hair. Yep. My grandma's Filipino. Oh, Nadal's using Gemini. Okay, let's settle that debate. Because we have some people using Claude, some people using Lovable, some folks said Base 44, some folks said, what is the other one? I forgot the other one. But then there's Gemini. I love Gemini. If you guys were watching the streams all week, you know that I am obsessed with Gemini. I think Gemini is probably one of the coolest things in the entire world. Like, do you guys remember the conversation we had yesterday? What was the conversation we had yesterday with them? Recent chats where we literally learned about photo masking. You know how amazing this is? We were sitting here like learning everything there is to know about photo masking. You know? And they helped us understand and summarize TSMC's earnings that they printed this week. And it was like so good. Like because of the earnings diligence, identifying the choke points, we found out about photomask and substrates. Will we be investing Chat Capital funds into TSMC? No, sir. I think there's better plays. And one of the better plays is this really cool business that I found on stream yesterday that I'm trying to do my research on. I think it's down today. Overall market was kind of, oh, it wasn't. It's nice. But P-Lab. NVIDIA's cool, Stormy, but I think that I just think that there's better plays. I think there's better plays. NVIDIA's huge. We're not going to get a 800% bump this year with NVIDIA. We got to go hard. Like, we got to go hard on NVIDIA. I mean, I'm down to put it in for vote, but like, we got to go hard. And plus, if you, Stormy, didn't you pitch? What's the name? Didn't you send us a pitch? Oh, I don't have it on my computer, but like, I think you sent the pitch, didn't you, Stormy? And guys, if anyone is pitching investments for Chat Capital, you got to fill out the pitch. Do you got any stock you like to buy and hold for a few months to grow? I'm still trying to find it. Like, I actually think Photronics might be potentially interesting because it serves a very specific niche in terms of like making masking sets that are required for chip development. And that, I think, is facing a little bit of a supply shortage. And I think this business is one of the US publicly traded ones that I think has a pretty strong market positioning, and they have solid free cash flow margins. This could theoretically be a solid business, but I'm still trying to figure it out, do some diligence, and see if I really like it. And plus, it's a small cap stock, only $2 billion. You know what I mean? Infamous, you like it? ChatGPT for the idea, Claude for the activation on the idea, and Gemini just for execution. Ooh, fascinating. ChatGPT. Wait, Nadal or AI Power. Like, explain that a little bit more. So ChatGPT for the idea, Claude for the activation. What do you mean by that? Like, why use all three? Like, you can't do. Isn't it like? Let me see. Now I'm confused. Oh, Replit. That's the other one. I tested 5 vibe coding tools, so you don't have to. Let's figure this out together. Let's learn together. All right. Cursor and Xcode, the developer's dream. Lovable. Beauty with broken promises. Chat out the chalk. Replit. Function over form. Replit shocked testers by building functional application with navigation, data persistence, and visualization that felt nearly ready to ship, and my experience aligned with these findings. While the UI wasn't winning any design awards, Replit actually delivered working functionality. The platform felt like the pragmatic middle ground, not the prettiest, but it got the job done. For beginners focusing on learning and iteration rather than pixel-perfect design, Replit proved surprisingly capable. Huh. So Replit, low-key? Less said about Bolt, the better. Despite a reputation in recent comparison, my speech was frustrating. Oh, that's chalked. Base 44, the dark horse. This guy's so extra. All right. Here's where things got interesting. Base 44 wasn't on my radar initially, but it emerged as the most balanced solution. The platform UI was clean and clear. The output had both decent aesthetics and solid functionality, and crucially, the execution felt complete rather than half-baked. You think this is legit, guys? So, wait. By the way, is this sponsored? Usually these kind of things are sponsored. And then it's all like a lie. Oh, I guess this isn't sponsored. What the heck? But, can't you theoretically, if Replit is the number one functionality layer, can't you design on Figma and implement or insert that Figma file into Replit? Would that work or no? Boris, you don't like stocks? Why don't you like stocks, man? Stocks are good. Look, stocks is simply just a bragging right to say you have ownership of an operating business. That means if you don't like stocks, you don't like businesses. What do you like? Like, even if you're a private equity investor buying boring businesses, you still own a stock. You just own all of them. So maybe like you just don't like the volatility of publicly traded companies. Let's talk about this, Boris. This is like a financial therapy session. Are the stocks in the room with us? You guys ever seen that joke? No. I feel that though. Like, you probably don't like stocks. They're probably the same reason why I don't like day trading. I can't stand day trading. All right. I always wondered if you ever run a LML script to learn a specific stock or company before reading 10K. Heck yeah. Yeah. I do it all the time. I use Gemini and I don't know about, yeah, I use Gemini. I'm like, what does this company do? Like, summarize it for a simple, basic, like, dumb it down for me, you know? Who doesn't like investing in equities? Well, actually, Infamous, there's a lot of folks. Yeah. Like, some people love credit. Like, some people really, really, really love credit. And some people love real estate, right? Like, there's just like some cats out there that are absolute real estate dogs, you know? Like, they do nothing but real estate. And then some folks are like, they are special situations investors, you know? Little things like that. Michael says, my lawyer just taught me how an asset sale works. Close the old entity, move the assets into the new entity. Yeah. When you want to spice it up, Michael, talk about a F reorg. That's what I've been dealing with all week, F reorganizations. Because sometimes if an owner rolls equity into the new co, you're not allowed to do an asset sale. So, or like there's like weird nuances around it. So an F reorg allows for you to do a stock purchase, but treat it like an asset sale. And an asset sale does have good tax benefits. So I'm glad that you have a lawyer. So that's the number one thing, have a lawyer. If you haven't already, try to find like specific QOV providers that have diligenced nail salons before. That stuff's super, super important. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all, hey, Nadal and Stormy, y'all speaking this different language, guys. Like, what is cursor? What is cursor? Here we go. Let me ask Gemini. What is cursor? No, let's just go to website. Cursor vibe coding. Okay, serious question, guys. Very serious question. If we were... Oh, hey, Alex. How you doing? Alex Sable. Welcome back, legend. Okay, really big question. Chris, what's up, dude? Oh, wait, guys, this is our resident expert. We need to be asking Chris all these questions. Chris actually built an entire private equity educational university using vibe code. If you guys weren't on stream, I think what day did we do the demo, Chris? We pulled up your website. It was what, Wednesday? Chris taught us everything there is to know about buying a business and growing a business. Shout out to Chris. It's not done though. Hey, man, I'm still hyping you up, dog. Wait, Stormy, you asked a question. Okay. If you were 18 and had to start all over again, no college, and had $10,000, how would you grow it to $100,000? What I would honestly would do, if I was 18, I had $10,000 and I wanted to grow it to $100,000. Honestly, what's my time horizon? I gotta make some quick plays. I gotta really hustle. I think what I would do, if I'm 18 and I'm young, no college, I would have two approaches. One approach is a operating business approach, and then the side would be the public market approach, right? I would have all of my effort to say I had 10,000. I'm going to start off and put 5,000 into a brokerage account. The next 5,000, I'm going to actually go to Home Depot and I'm going to buy me a very institutional grade, used, affordable, or even rent it, pressure washing piece of equipment, or like a window cleaning set, or anything like that is like or a pool cleaning tool, anything like that, to where I can kickstart a services-based business. Then I'm going to vibe code a user interface, a platform, or an app, just to or a website, just to say this is Kenny's services business in my local area. I'm going to have a pay for a domain, have a website, um, have a free Instagram or TikTok, and I'm going to literally go door to door working to get every single customer in that entire city for my service businesses. The first few are likely going to be just like free, just to get testimonials and get content out of it. And then I'm going to do crazy content out of those jobs, showing before and afters. I'm going to boost those ads or boost those posts so that I'm going to target the approach as well. So I'm like going to boost the post on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook in that specific neighborhood and area to all of the homeowners that are in a certain demographic. And then that way, it builds a lot of scale and you get followers pretty quick. And it's going to hit people that will likely want to purchase your service. And I'm going to have a form for them to sign up and express interest in booking time on a calendar for my service using my Vibe coded app and things like that. And then that way, all of the cash flow that I get is going to go from the service business is going to be either reinvested if I see that there's a strong ROI into more ads to get more dominance in my local area until the market's tapped out. And then all the rest of the cash flow goes into the brokerage account of the investing fund, right? So all the cash flow doesn't then go to pay me. This 10 to 100,000 play, I'm going to pay myself nothing, right? Because ideally I'm stuck in my grandma's house eating food. Hey, channel Just Survive. I appreciate you subscribing. What's up, legend? Happy Finance Fridays. But so all the cash flow that I generate from this is going to then go into the public traded bucket of the brokerage account. And I am going to go, especially in this season, to the wall with finding these undervalued small cap, shortage-based, constraint-based, crazy good, high cash flow margin AI value chain businesses. The P Labs, the Lights of the world, the SNDKs, little things like that, to where they have the potential to 100 to 500x in a year. So that way, theoretically, if this all worked out, right? I had $10,000, 5,000 of it kind of went to building my service-based business. That service-based business scales and grows, and now I'm generating $5,000 a month from that service business. So that's $60,000 a year. That $60,000 is going into this Robinhood or whatever brokerage account. And then once it's $60,000 to this brokerage account, I'm investing it into not index funds because I'm super young and I'm going to go hard, right? I'm going to invest into these small cap businesses that have diligence hedge fund style, like we do on stream. And it has the potential to 3, 4, 500x. And if that 500x is, I just turned literally my $600,000 into $200,000, $300,000 plus. It's kind of banger, right? Stormy, were you even listening? Were you even paying attention? I just dropped so much game. Yeah, it was BS. What did I say? Let's see if you retained the information. He said something. Bro, I gave so much more niche details than that. I just dropped gems right there, right? All right. We got the vibe coding boys in the chat today. What's up, y'all? Boris, no. You're not strange at all for not preferring stocks. There's so there are literal dedicated private equity investors that have never invested in a stock in their entire life. You are just a really big fan of governance heavy private capital allocation, right? To where you can influence, be a management team member, decide the dividend payouts if the business cash flows, decide those kind of things, right? Jason, what's good? Happy Friday, Jason. Welcome to Shred Lord Financial Freedom Fridays, where we're teaching Stormy how to turn 10,000 into 100,000. The kid doesn't even want to listen to me, man. The kid doesn't even want to listen to me, man. Okay, wait, actually, yeah, all right. I'm reading the chat now. You did take notes. W. Good job, dude. I guarantee you, if you write that down and stick to it, you can Bro, you can do some damage. You can do some damage. This is why you gotta rewatch the stream. Vibe coding is life changing right now. It really is. I vibe coded some stuff before on Replit and Base 44. Like I taught some kids how to like they were like young, but I taught them how to like turn their dream into like an actual real business or app using some vibe coding. But I think what I want to do now though is like what I'm actually interested in doing is maybe we can think about this together on stream. Like I'm trying to figure out how to vibe code and this is very niche, guys, but it's like value creation oriented. I want to figure out how to vibe code a project management tool specifically designed for a civil engineering business. You know, that can like help with talent, capacity, staffing, project statuses, integrated with QuickBooks so that once the project already hits a certain status, it can like automatically send an invoice. Little things like that. That also has like a functionality that can like be usable across all different devices from all the team members, that can like automatically schedule across all of my particular like that can schedule the schedule across all my particular like field teams. Wait, I'll blow up a blank document and we're gonna walk this out together because I got the vibe coding dogs in the chat today. So you guys are actually gonna add a ton of value today. But before that, we gotta say what is up to Aaron. Welcome. Happy freaking Friday, legend. How you doing, Aaron? Who can teach me? I'm interested. Yo, Edwin, let's learn together. Yo, me and Edwin, we're sitting in like, we're learning the classroom. You guys are running the show. Me and Edwin are in the classroom. Our chief professor is Michael. Our TA is Chris and Stormy and all the other vibe coding legends. Who else? And I think, who else was talking about vibe coding? Infamous. You guys are our vibe coding experts. I want you all to literally teach me everything there is to know. Was tactical opportunities around when you were at Blackstone? Heck yeah. Tac Ops was actually my first preference. I wanted to join. Like literally that was my like first preference. I wanted to join Tac Ops when I first joined because they did all the cool, funky, like sexy deals in private equity. Bro, they were buying like oil tankers. They were buying telecom towers in Latin America. They were doing like cool growth equity deals. It was a very sick place. Tac Ops is like easily one of the coolest firms in or teams at Blackstone, I think. And everyone there is so smart. I think the people coming out of Tac Ops, straight shredlords. Some of the best in the biz. The thing is that Base 44 and Replit aren't free. Dang. If you want to figure out how to vibe code and start on Lovable. Also, if I were you, say your entire website to ChatGPT and then say generate a lovable prompt and paste it to Lovable. Nice. I'm really learning from a 14-year-old. W life. W life right now. Thought process, highly analytical, Kenny. We had similar questions like that in job interviews for analyst positions. Solid game. Yeah. That's right. That's right. All right. So who wants to teach me vibe coding today? Okay. So guys, all right. Okay. I'm so excited about this. But let me start with, I'm going to explain to you all the problem statement. All right. I'm going to explain to you all the problem statement. And then we're going to talk about like how you all are going to help me solve this problem statement. Right. So there are a few. Oh, you invested in Meta in 2020 too? And so much shares this year? Well, you cashed out then. Meta kind of sucked this year, but like overall, since 2022, it's been ripper. Nice. Boris talking about I don't like stocks, but yet is one of the best investors in the game. Come on, twin. All right. Okay, so do I got a prompt first? Or I can just let me just get my thoughts out there. Okay, let me get my thoughts out there. So the problem area, key problem. Also, guys, you guys gotta let me know who like the best vibe coding platforms, plural, are. Spam them in the chat like over again so I can see them because they love to sponsor content. So if we can get a vibe coding platform out there to sponsor like one of the vids, and one of the video ideas that I have is I want to build websites and apps for small businesses that have no online presence. And the cool thing is, it's just like the video is going to be like, I vibe coded for 20 business. I helped this business do 100x% growth and little things like that using vibe coding. And like we go into their store, we showcase how boring and offline it is, and then we build like a vibe coded platform or interface or CRM just to like make the business better. And then we have like a little mini segment where it's like, we'd like to thank X, Y, and Z for sponsoring today's video for boom. And if you guys want a free trial, bang that link. And then you guys watch and you smash that like button and you guys subscribe and you click the links in my sponsored vids. That's how we pay the bills around here, guys. Claude code is good too. I'm seeing a bunch of levels, or I'm just seeing Stormy spam lovable. So Stormy's just spamming lovable. All right, but key problem. Okay, guys. Ooh, wait. Yeah, let's do a poll. Okay, wait, but what goes on the poll? Which vibe coding? All right, guys, we're going to do which vibe coding platform. I see Lovable, Claude, Replit. Oh, I can only do 4. Can you about to dance on a pole? Nah. That reminds me of that song from, what is it, Don Toliver? She don't want to strip no more, don't want to hit that pole. I don't want to hit no poles, guys. So that's why I need a cash flow in business. Pause. Okay, wait. So what goes on the poll? Lovable, Claude. Wait, someone said, Chris, which one did you say? You said something. Chris, you said, guys, Chris actually showed us a vibe-coded platform. So I have a lot of conviction in Chris. Chris is my mentor. Okay, so Lovable, Claude, Replit, Anti-Gravity. Am I forgetting one? Or should I swap one out? I can only do 4. They only give me 4 options. Is that good enough? Okay, we're gonna start. And 3, 2, 1, boom. Vote on the poll. Vote on the poll. What is the best vibe coding platform? Chegg. Stormy, don't be sending me stock ideas in the chat without giving me sound diligence. Did you diligence this? Oh, we forgot Gemini. Dang it. Stormy, did you diligence this? I want to actually show you guys. Do you guys want to see like I don't know if I can show it. Well, no, I think I could. I want to show you guys like a stock pitch, like what a real stock pitch looks like. We're gonna have like a stock pitch competition in a few months, but I want to show you like what actually goes into a stock pitch. But wait. Okay, so while you guys are voting on the poll, let me talk about the key problem is that I want to vibe code. Key problem. 1. Well, wait, I'll show you business model. So the business model, all right? Pay a lot of attention here, guys. The business model is you have, actually, key people. You have field teams. You have in-office teams. You have customers. Right? These are key people. Field team, in-office team, and then customers. Right? The business model is field team does stuff. They then charge us for stuff they did, right? We then track progress of project. We then charge customers, right? That is the business model. The key problem is field team writes on pen and paper job and price, right? Literally, they have like an old school invoice that literally just like writes out, we did this job, this is the price. And these are like our subcontractors, we have to pay them. no legit invoice, project, attachment, or assignment for job costing. No integrations with ACH, banking, etc. Right? But then also, the other key problem is like in-office team manages on a whiteboard all the projects, staffing, in-office personnel off of Vibes, and pays field team when we receive their notepad of costs, right? And then we send invoice to customers when we complete a milestone. You see how archaic this is, guys? Do you guys understand the business model? The business model has, oh, no one likes Replit. Wow. Okay. No one likes Replit. People like anti-gravity. All right. All right. Claude and anti-gravity. Who runs anti-gravity though? Chris? Oh, Google anti-gravity. Chris, I am not a professional. Whoa, what the heck? Chris, I might not be, whoa, okay, what is this? Yeah, press the like button, guys. That's darn right. Appreciate you, Nadal. Front-end developers, boom, boom, boom. I ain't gonna hold you up. This is spooky. If someone teaches me this, I'll learn it. Okay, so does this make sense, guys? Does this make sense? Right? And I found a business that does this. Oh, not Mercury. Oop, almost opened up bank information, guys. Monarch Engineering Software. Is it Monarch? Monarchy? No. Okay. Boom. How about, oh, Monograph. That's what it's called. So, like, I kind of want to take their, I want to make my own version of this. What y'all talking about? Oh, y'all say Perplexity? Bye, Chegg. Yes, I did listen to this. Infamous says, if you want to learn more about Vibe coding more, Greg Eisenberg is one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. Nice. It's losing money and it's dropped from $91 per share to 86 cents. Why do you think this could be a good investment? Just curious. Share your thesis, Stormy. Just cause. Stormy's like just off of Vibes. Stormy, if I've taught you anything here, is that there is always levels to diligence. When you're making your lovable prompt, say, I want a website like this. Oh, it can do something like that? Oh, sick. All right. So, guys, this is like for like the expert guys in here that understand vibe coding. Like look at how cool this is able to do. Like it's able to like track different projects, have an assignment, outline like the status and completion percentage rate of those projects based on the status. It's able to like staff different team members based on the different project types. It's able to assign like a cost and budget and like revenue potential per project. It also has like pretty well designed charts and elements like this, which I think is a large part of the development time for vibe coding. I like how you can like assign staff to different things and understand like how they're at capacity, you know? Because like there's going to be so many projects going in, and I want to see like, oh, this is a new development we need to work on. Let's staff this to Stormy. Like, oh, this is a new development coming on. Like, let's put this to Chris, right? And this allows for like a real office admin project manager to kind of like get a sense of who has capacity to tackle a different project, you know, or like who's incredibly overwhelmed or things like that. Plans hours, balances workloads. It also does like time tracking as well, so that you can like understand. This sounds like a sponsored ad, doesn't it? This is not sponsored, by the way, guys. It sounds like a sponsored ad, but it is not sponsored. I'm just a curious customer, potential customer. And I'm thinking like, why can't I literally just build this myself? And it shows that this person's overstaffed. And it shows like what they're working on and the stage of what they're working on. To be honest, it's kind of like a CRM, but for employees. Yeah, kind of like a CRM for projects by employee. Like, because the key thing you want to track is the projects that people are working on and the projects people are working on, as well as the talent in the office that's working on it as well, just so that we can know. Because when you think like it's a little bit more complex, but it's like when you're looking at the P&L of like a service-based business, you really want to understand like what the true gross margin profile is per project. So if I'm the owner of a service-based like construction or engineering business, and I want to see what the gross margin is per project, and I see that like one project A, requires X amount of hours from the if project A requires X amount of hours from the field team and X amount of hours from the in-office team, and I'm able to attach those hours and cost to that project, and I can see how much revenue that project brings in, I then have a good granular picture of like what that gross margin profile is of a particular project. If I don't track that stuff, I just kind of have like an overall gross margin profile, and I'm not able to decide which projects are higher revenue or higher margin generating. So that way, if I look over the course of the year and I see that certain projects have incredibly high cost from our employees because it requires a lot of hours, it's folks, it takes up all their time and capacity, but it doesn't generate sufficient revenue for it. And I see that like these certain project types have 5% gross margin, but it takes up 80% of my team's capacity. But these other projects require very little capacity, but have incredibly high margins. As an owner and as like a chief shred lord, I'm going to reallocate resources to more of those higher margin projects. And I'm also going to try to trim the fat and get rid of those type of customers so that we don't waste any time in our actual like revenue generating time and capacity, focusing on like margin killing projects. That makes sense, guys? Like I'm giving you guys like deep game here. Like this is like deep game, right? Like you guys with me or no? Did I lose you? Hopefully you guys are in the mix with this. But like long story short, like let me go full screen so you guys don't get distracted. Long story short, like the main premise of it is, as the owner of a business, you truly want to understand what is the most profitable use of your team's time. And the only way to do that is to be able to track where your team is spending time and how much revenue that time generates. Dang, that was good. I thought about that on the fly, y'all. Hey, no script. No script, Kenny Finance, talking that mess. All right. Okay, but now back to my vibe coding shredlords. Can someone help me make this though? Because this is very expensive. I mean, it's likely worth it. But how much does that cost? 10 employees. You see, look at this. $250 to $600 per month paid annually. That's way too expensive. That's way too expensive. You know? But folks are using it. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to have a hackathon or a vibathon. Oh, wait, that's a really good idea. I got to text that to myself. That's a great idea. A vibathon We're gonna have like a Vibe-a-thon competition to see who across the great lands can vibe code the best products and businesses. I'm gonna text that to myself. Vibe-a-thon. If you were to see the text thread with myself of all my crazy ideas, you'd be like, wow, this guy's nuts. Vibe-a-thon. Vibe-a-thon, that'd be so cool. All right. Oh, Chris, you could try it? Give it a shot, Chris. Give it a shot. Let me know if you need any questions answered from me. But here's like a good example of it if you want to get kind of like a understanding. I will watch like their videos that they have just to like understand the product more. But if you can like tackle this, like it's such an unlock for a business. And like this is such a very, very logical thing to do and have. And it makes so much sense. But the issue is we live in a world where you can just build this stuff yourself. And I owe it to myself to just like figure out how to do that, you know? Because there's probably going to be so many like bespoke things about this particular product that doesn't fit the business. Oh, you made a sample site for Dreamline? It's not done yet, but I think if you look at it, it would be awesome. Hey, that's sick. Thanks. I'll take a look at it. Did you see my current Dreamline website? Which one? Oh, this? Oh, for the Vibe-a-thon? You guys don't have a Vibe-a-thon for this right here? And then there's Cursor. Cursor looks cool. This looks like a really nice website. The only thing is like, how do you, this stuff seems all so complex. Cursor, agent turns ideas into code, a human AI programmer, magically act, what? Like I have no clue what this, like this is so new. Cursor 2.0. They got examples. Changelog, docs, learn. Let's learn. Cursor learn. No, I don't want to learn that. Let's learn resources, blog. Build a better bug bot. Hold on, let's try this. Vibe code engineering project management software. Let's see what this says. Dun, dun, dun. Vibe engineering, context engineering. Let's see what someone says about civil engineering. I'm curious. Like someone has definitely tried to do this before, right? If not, this could be $1 billion business that we make on chat. Because there's probably like so many folks that need this type of solution. 20-year-old civil engineering turned vibe coder. Who's this guy? Hey, pal. I just finished my first semester of civil engineering. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's not really deep. Just like AI's role in modern development. Yeah, I don't think anyone is vibe coding any solution for this product, y'all, or industry. This is a prime startup engineering. Join needed to vibe code. I'm saying this is a market opportunity. This is a prime market opportunity. How to use AI for let's actually figure that out. AI applications for in civil engineering. Oh, it's the same person. Monograph. You see? This is what happens when you're a first mover. You kind of just like have all of the SEO. Oh, stock loving? It's one of my favorite businesses. App loving. Dang. Someone says, buy the dip. Is it stock name? Yeah. They do the development for online gaming. They crush it. They crush it good. The thing is, though, it's I don't know if you guys know the story of AppLovin, but we used to own it at KKR. So I'm really familiar with AppLovin. We took it public a while ago. Or like they took it public. But it was one of our best performing portfolio companies. So I know AppLovin very well. Very, very well. But what's crazy, if you look at the stock chart, it went nuts. Like, it went nuts, right? Like, this is when the AI boom took off and people realized that there's like incredible application in the like gaming app development. Let's go to like the resource, or let's go to like the regular website. I don't know what the thesis is nowadays. I don't have any position in AppLovin right now. But they might be diversifying into other cool different products. But advertising, analytics, interesting. We enable businesses to advertise profitably. Advertise your business. So I think they do a lot of like the development and like user behavior tracking on a lot of these like mobile gaming. You guys ever played those? You guys ever played the like Candy Crush and crazy games like that? And you get all these like ads and all that while you're playing the game. There's a lot of like software and tool and integrations that enable that, as well as like track consumer behavior. I don't know exactly what AppLovin is like role they're playing, but like they're heavily involved in that. You see, analytics. This is like a really big thing. It's like understanding like where is your marketing assets getting real like traction. But let's see what's happening with the stock. AppLovin. Dun, 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 dun. Like the forces are stacked against this asset because of how much it ripped. You know, that's like the biggest pressure thing, guys. It's like once you already have like a crazy almost 10 bagger, it's really tough to like, even beyond that, like from 2023 to this, it was like a 5,000 bagger, like crazy outcomes. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to just like have this stuff continue to rip like this. Like can you really get 800% returns at a $200 billion market cap? You could, right? But it's kind of just like, does it work that way? Rich Topic, what's up, twin? Happy Finance Friday, dog. How you doing, man? Hey, you was locked, dog. You was locked. What is your stock investment strategy? I would say value investing. I'm not I like value investing and like interesting themes. Like I'm not like I like some of the growth themes, like AI and all that, but I like to find the value plays within those themes, you know. But I'm very much like a deep value oriented investor across everything. Like especially on the private equity side, I'm a deep value oriented thinking investor. The more boring and niche the sector and the businesses, the better for me. Right? Like I don't want to spend time investing in super popular like what's everyone buying right now? HVAC systems, you know? Like I'd rather buy like a logistics platform for used cardboard boxes. And it's got like #1 market share, small $300 million market, growing 20% a year, little things like that, right? Like I'm super, super focused on those kind of things. Did you have restrictions on investing in single names in your career? Yeah, guys, free Kenny, #free Kenny. I just got freed when I left KKR. Because when I was at Blackstone and KKR, they don't allow you, because if you're like on the private equity investing team, you're not allowed to buy single names. So literally for my entire career, I was not allowed to buy single name stocks, guys. I could only buy index funds. You know how frustrating that is for a fiend like me? Had all these theses, all these ideas. You know what I mean? Had all this stuff. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't buy a single name at all. They only restricted you to index funds, which is fair though, because it's like you're privy to a lot of private information about businesses and industries. Um, and it's just very safer for those to just like follow compliance and like not allow investment team members to invest in single names. But it's weird because some firms were allowed to, like Boogie, they allowed Boogie to invest. Like Boogie was at different private equity firms, but like they allowed for him to invest in single names. Granted, he had to like disclose it and go like do some stuff and all that and like go through compliance hurdles, but he was eventually allowed to buy single names. I don't know why I wasn't, you know, but definitely hashtag free Kenny. I was so glad I was able to get my mojo back. And then now that I got no restrictions, yo, Dreamline, we're investing in any and everything that has bagger potential. Edwin, do you think it's like, do you think this has more runway? What's your thesis on this, Edwin? Are you a buyer or a seller of AppLovin? Let's see. What do you guys think? Are you guys buyers, sellers of AppLovin? Let me pull up my handy dandy research tools. Let's see the latest, by the way, on this app. That sounds like a sell. You know, it really just depends. Let me see. Let's try to figure this out. Let's see. You guys see nothing? Oh no, neutral. It used to be buy. They downgraded it to neutral. Going forward. Primary. Hey, they don't have a lot of coverage on there. Let's see. Let's get smarter on this, Edwin. All right. So all these earnings seasons are coming out too. And as you guys know, we did our earnings recap yesterday. But earnings is a very important season to get data and input into like what's actually happening with some of these businesses, as well as like if it's a good space to play. But let's see where AppLovin's thing is. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's just see overall key industry vertical. What's happening? Retail and e-commerce advertisers continue to deploy marketing dollars against stable. Sponsor my content. Why are they doing this against dumbasses? Sponsor my, just kidding. The holiday period was in line stronger than many industry forecasts, albeit with the goods element of holiday shopping. All right, that makes sense. Okay, online travel. Online travel had a normalizing trend at the beginning, but ended fourth quarter strong. Remaining global events. All right. Oh, good. What about gaming? I think gaming advertising is a segment that AppLovin spends a lot of time, and we got to see if that is cool. And app economy landscapes across our okay, let's see gaming. AppLovin, here we go. Boom. We raised our forward revenue estimates in 2026 and beyond to reflect a better than expected operating environment for the mobile app advertising system ecosystem, mobile gaming in particular. Our raised earnings estimates are a reflection of our raised top-line estimates. We think app will generate around 85% plus incremental adjusted EBITDA margin. That's crazy. Their EBITDA margins are so impressive. This business is legit doing 80% plus EBITDA margins. That's so nice. Such a great business. That's why software is crispy, guys. All right, finally we introduce in our model. GS estimates, advertising. Okay. What about operationally? Their valuation. This is their DCF. Key risk. Oh, this is what we need to know. So, key risk. Data privacy and regulation could. Oh, wait, you can't even see the chat like this, y'all. Which I'll be able to see the chat. Boom. Data privacy and regulation could impact the effectiveness of AppLovin's ad tech platform and top-line growth. Third-party app distribution channel, technical requirements, policies could potentially impact the company's growth and outlook. Any changes in the competitive environment could impact management's ability to execute. Okay, this sounds like generic ChatGPT risk. All right. Yeah, nothing seems like crazy, you know? Nothing seems like ridiculously wild for this kind of space. Oh, Unity's a big competitor. Let's see how Unity did. $88. Oh, wow. Dang. Video game. Oh, they do video game software development. Interesting. Okay. But theirs is more of like game development. AppLovin is more of like gaming marketing. Let's see. Unity software. Oh, they're based in Denmark or founded in Denmark, based in US. Let's see some presentations. We just out here learning. Me and the boys out here learning. Boom. Announces fourth quarter. Webcast. Future of gaming. Oh, wait, what's this? Epic Games. I want to see some presentations. Where's presentations? Here we go. Events and presentations. Let's see what's happening with the future of gaming. The webcast.
Grail, the Fall of Avalon.
Oh, they're like releasing. They're showing different game development stuff. Yeah, it's kind of mid. Where's like the actual presentations? Replay. So I guess they only do select year. Yeah. Anyway, gaming is kind of an odd space right now. You know what I'm saying? Like gaming's in like a very interesting space. Like that stock is really bad. Like it's like a really hard time right now. But it could rip, you know? Keep in mind, like this is when people were in COVID. This company IPO'd around COVID, and of course it was like a banger, but then everyone like stopped playing games. You know? And plus, like I don't know about you guys, but like broader video games, like I love to hear like any hardcore gamers in here. I love your thoughts on this. Like broader video games, it seems as if there's like, I don't know. I feel like the games that are released now are kind of mid. There's like maybe one or two superstars, but the rest are pretty mid. Like those one or two superstars, I'm talking like Arc Raiders or GTA 6 when it like eventually comes out in 3052, right? But it's just like I don't think these are like franchise names that create durable long-term cash flow. You know? Cuz it's I think gaming has pivoted and evolved from being like something that's like a banger annual release schedule that has the type of revenue potential like it used to, 2K24, 2K25, 2K26, right? Like that back in the day when it was 2K20, 2K7, 2K8, little things like that, 2K10, 2K13, like the people were lined up to buy those things, Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. But now it's like gaming is dominated by like legacy environments like Roblox or Fortnite or like any of those games that were started once but continue to evolve and launch like updates and skins. There's no longer like net new large chunky revenue going to the like overall franchises. And then you got folks like Queso that are just like playing these like super cheap free games. You know? Queso's like my number one streamer, by the way. I love Queso. He's so freaking dope. Him and Burnt Peanut. Right? Like I track, I think the index of the gaming sector, if there's like a gaming sector ETF paired with were to be like indexed against Call of Duty performance. As you can see, I think like the rise of Call of Duty was in line with this here. And the fall of Call of Duty has just like slowly started to also fall. Like I don't think anyone's streaming or playing Warzone as much as they used to, besides maybe Biffle. you know, like the really good COD players. Like Swag doesn't even stream Warzone as much anymore. Like everyone's streaming like Arc Raiders or little things like that. So it's like, it's. I think investors are realizing that like these gaming development houses no longer have as sound of a defensible moat. That's my thesis. I wanted to see a presentation, but they don't even show their darn presentations. EA buyout. What's the latest on this? It's in the final stages of their massive buyout, led by Saudi's public fund. EA Sports. It's in the game. I don't know. Let me see. Because EA has Call of Duty, right? Dun. Right? Does EA have Call of Duty? What's in EA's catalog? Let's see. Oh, FIFA, The Sims, Need for Speed, Madden, Bejeweled, Battlefield. I heard Battlefield did really good until like Raiders came in the mix. Medal of Honor, no. NBA Live. NBA Live! Wow, what a throwback. NBA Live 08, they used to be my stuff. NCAA football, heck yeah. Oh, the F1 game. I think it's a mid acquisition. And it seems like it's. And the fact that like, I don't know, these are value-oriented investors. Like Silver Lake is a big media private equity fund. I got a friend that works at Silver Lake. They're hyper-focused on like deep value media and entertainment like businesses. Like Silver Lake bought into the UFC before it was like super popular and like invested and brought in the right talent to make it like really, really, really great. The UFC. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is very much one of those things where like folks are kind of seeing a not distressed, but kind of just like subpar mid gaming franchise like EA Sports or like EA broadly. And I think like as a private company, shoring up the balance sheet, installing probably a better management team, cutting some bad catalogs, reinvesting CapEx into better catalogs, doubling down on like a better marketing approach. I think they're going to realize that it's like a way better setup as a private business. Like, what you guys got to understand, Boris might be right on here. Boris might be the number one investor in the game in our chat, maybe. But like some businesses should not be public. You know, like some businesses just like very much should not be a publicly traded business. Like, let me give you a great example of a company that it never should have went public. You know what I'm saying? Where is this at? How do we find the long-term chart? Can't even find the dang chart of this thing. Anywho, some things like this literally should never be publicly traded. You know, like a FaZe Clan stock, that definitely should never be public. Rashmikant Patel, how you doing? Hopefully I said your name right. love you too, dude. Who's the next buyer if they are to implement those changes? So that's a great question because like Silver Lake and the Saudi fund, what is likely going to happen is there's a conflict in the capital stack. They have Silver Lake, which has a 5 to 7 year investment horizon, but then they have the Saudi pension fund, which literally like they can hold things forever. Like they're a huge sovereign wealth fund that like doesn't have a clear investment horizon. What I see logically happening is EA Sports closing the buyout from Saudis and Silver Lake, doing a bunch of management team changes, doing a bunch of updates to the catalog, showing up the balance sheet, cutting some teams that aren't generating strong enough ROI, like making it, while it's private, really, really, really good, strong cash flowing business. And then I easily see it being sold to like the full ownership back to Saudi. Like if Saudi owns 50% and Silver Lake owns 50%, I can easily see Silver Lake just exiting their 50% clip after like valuation write-ups privately over like a 5 to 7 year horizon. And then the Saudi team just owns 100% plus, or not 100% plus, just like majority. And then they could IPO it again, but I don't know if they want to do that. It's weird to see businesses go private, then public, then private, then public, then private, then public. They'll probably like IPO it or keep it private, clip dividends, or sell it to a larger house like Microsoft or any other one that is like eager to get into gaming. That's, I think, the exit path. Did that make sense? From Savannah, Georgia. Hex, yeah, all the way in Georgia. What up, dude? How we doing, legend? Welcome to the Finance Fridays with the Shred Lords. You know the market's overvalued when you have like content houses like FaZe going public. What do you guys think about the other one? Like there's FaZe and then there's this one. What do you guys think of this? 100 Thieves. And like 100 Thieves, they're still private, but they've been considering going public. Oops, not PO. IPO. They've kept having like potential discussions to go public. And last time they raised capital was in like 2019, you know? Oh, wait, no, 2021. And a lot of, do you guys know about like the whole tech crash in 2021? It's where like a lot of companies that were tech businesses raised like crazy capital in 2020, 2021. And then after, like at wild valuations, right? And then afterwards, tech kind of plummeted. If you look at QQQ, it kind of explains the narrative really easily. It kind of like bounced back, but like here's like a big thing. Like a lot of people were like starting great businesses and like having it get super, super hype. And then all of a sudden, boom, in 2021, you kind of get peak tech valuations. And then after 2021, you literally have like a tech collapse, and it like closed the tech window for a very long time. But then it kind of ripped afterwards. But a lot of private businesses didn't recover. They did not recover. What they saying in here? Alex Sable says, any ideas within personal health thesis? Protein is in everything nowadays. GLP-1 drugs. People are drinking less alcohol. Department of Health issuing new macronutrients targets. The personal health thesis? I don't know. Let's think of one together. Like what? Like let's think of one together. What would honestly be a personal health thesis? Oh, hey, Boogie's in the mix. What up, twin? Hey, WA Boogie in the chat, y'all. Say what up, twin. Hey, they finally let that boy Boogie off work, man. You finally joined the chat. This might be the first one you joined all week, twin. We out here talking about investments, ideas in esports businesses. Esports. EA Sports in the game. In the game. What's Boogie saying? Hey, chat, you're so formal. Hey, chat. That's how you know he just got off work from sending emails. Hey, chat, comma. Haven't been able to watch the stream, but I saw that an earlier topic was around best vibe coding platform. What's the consensus? Oh, so the vote is, oh, wow. Actually, 46% say Claude is the best vibe coding platform. And then next up is Anti-Gravity. And then Lovable and Replit are tied for last. Fascinating. Okay. All right. I think that's decided. I think we're going to try Claude. But, Chris, if you can help me with the project management vibe coding tool that we want to build, that would be really, really cool to give that a shot. That would be a huge unlock if we can do that. That'll be amazing. I sure can, sir. You're so nice. Oh, you guys are W Shred Lords. and I'll give you all the career and investment advice you could ever need. You need a letter of recommendation from Uncle Kenny Finance? I got you. Chris is an outstanding gentleman. What do you think? Ideas for Savannah? Ooh. Like private businesses? Like you want to find like private businesses? I can find you one in Savannah. But let me first finish my thoughts here on this. I think so. This business raised in literally December 2021 at a $460 million valuation. Like 5 days later, tech literally collapsed. And then you had like FaZe Clan IPO. Their stock dropped literally 99% plus. They probably have. I think FaZe Clan has the dumbest investors and management team in the game. I don't know what. Like Boogie, you need to represent. Boogie, you need to buy FaZe Clan and just clean up operations. You need to do a take private, or it's already private. You need to acquire them, get rid of the bad talent, put in the good talent, aka me. Just kidding. I don't want to be in FaZe Clan. Like you need the right size the operations. And I say all this because back to my original point 17 minutes ago, because I keep going on tangents, some businesses don't need to be public. Because when you're a public business, you are spending a lot of time, like as a public business, you're spending a lot of time trying to hit quarterly pressures that naturally go against the natural like potential of a business. Because every single quarter, there's expectations from Wall Street of like how much revenue and profitability you should be generating. And as a publicly traded business, you are hyper focused on hitting those quarterly targets. And you can't think in a long-term horizon. So I think it's like, I don't think it's that solid to like kind of have very short-term oriented public market pressures as a private business that still needs a long-term horizon to run. That's a better way to explain it. So, like some businesses just don't need to be public. FaZe definitely didn't need to be public or even private. I don't even know why it's a business. 100 Thieves definitely doesn't need to be a publicly traded company. You know what I'm saying? I think best in class, amazing public businesses, Google. Huge, amazing, mega company that can set good, ambitious targets and actually hits it consistently. You know? Like a business that doesn't need to be public is probably like, I don't know, like a diaper company, you know, like a consumer fresh diaper company that doesn't need to be, or another tequila brand. I don't think that needs to be public. Like hyper competitive, low moat, tough to actually hit their targets, you know. OMG, you're new to the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to check out the channel. Hopefully you like it. Let me find you a business. You want to buy a business? Let me find you a business in Savannah, Georgia. Give me 5 seconds. I'll find you something. I'll find you something. What's your nickname? Because you got a long name in that chat. And I don't want to be butchering it. Savannah is such a beautiful city too, by the way. If you're from Savannah, Georgia, that is such a beautiful place. First of all, Georgia, food in Georgia, elite. Elite food in Georgia. Oh, Rush. I like that. What up, Rush? That's a good, efficient nickname, Rush. I like that, twin. All right. Let me find you a cash flowing business. Let's find a business for Rush. Ooh. Yeah, maybe. I was thinking this one here, this Island Music Store and Teaching Studio, because it kind of plays within like the extracurricular thesis, which I think is really good. Like I think a lot of upper income communities are going to continue to invest in the extracurricular involvement of their kids. So whether that be sports leagues, whether that be, I don't know, like sports leagues, camps, art getaways, little things like that for folks, those do incredibly well in like upper, higher net worth communities and cities and zip codes. But this, it has like this music store attached to it. So you probably got a retail footprint and crazy inventory. So like, yeah, that's passing on that. Passing on that, Rush. CPA, nah, AI is going to take that soon. Profitable repossession. Ooh. Low key. Rush. If you can handle the heat Like, if you can handle the heat, this might be good. This might be good. Think about it. Like, very much think about it. If we're in a recession or if we're in a bull market, if you're parked in front of somebody's house, if you're parked in somebody's parking lot, you're not supposed to be there. Well, that's probably for the tow truck business. But this is repossession. This goes even a level deeper. I think broader tow trucks, that's a good thesis. But like repossession, this is solid. This is really solid. Like, if you can have a good catalog and list of customers, whether they're like car finance companies, car dealerships, whatever that may be, you could run with this. The only thing though, it's probably macro attached. So you have to like this industry is likely very in tune with like consumer default rates. Right? So you kind of got to like go a level deeper. If I were to diligence this asset, I would have to go a level deeper and like look at what is it called? Boogie, you might know this. I don't know if you like the like fintech businesses or like lending business, but charge-offs, right? Like allowance of charge-offs. What I would do is I would spend a bunch of time looking at publicly traded data or like data sets on like allowance for charge-offs of super consumer oriented exposed business. This could be interesting, but I just don't know if we're in like a large charge-off environment to where, if you don't know what a charge-off is like if someone gives you a loan for something and you don't pay it back, they got to like write it off as like that person's never paying it back. So like there's like line items for like car finance companies to where like they have allowance for charge-offs that says that like a lot of these loans outstanding of like car loans and all that stuff, people are like never going to pay it back. And then they got to like hit up these repossession people to just like try to get cars back and all that. We getting you guys deep in the theses. Every day is a good day. Yup. That's facts, Boogs. Should watch. Oh, R3 Tail. Retail? Wait, that's a really cool name. Retail. What up, Twin? R3 Retail, right? Is that how I pronounce the nickname? You should watch What I Tell Every CTO Before They Touch Claude Code or Anthropic. Nate B. Jones for a jumpstart on Claude vibe coding when you get a chance. I'll watch that. I wonder if we can watch that on stream together. Like, I wonder if we can watch that together on stream. Because it's because that'd be cool for us all to learn together. Like, if there's like an amazing resource or course that we can all take to just like learn how to vibe code incredibly well, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. Because like as I was showing you guys earlier, for those that just joined the stream, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe. But I'm trying to vibe code a competitor to this. Like I'm trying to vibe code a competitor to this that's like able to do. Rich Topic, you might actually have a good thought on this because you're in the construction space. I'm trying to find something that can like vibe code a competitor to this, which does project-based accounting and project management for engineering firms to like measure the projects, the statuses and all that. Chris in the chat he offered to work on one for us so we can see what Chris produces. But that's like the vision. What we're trying to do is like manage projects, statuses, team staffing, resource allocation, send invoices automatically, be able to like send and dispatch to field crews and keep them aligned of where they need to go and efficient, all that stuff. Like that would be like such an amazing tool. So that's what we're trying to do. So retail, I think I'm going to watch that to like see if it'll help me like understand the fundamentals of that. Cause I got to understand prompting. I got to understand design, got to understand APIs and all that. And I'm just a regular boring cash flowing guy. You know what I'm saying? Civil engineering. That's kind of like the niche. It's like civil engineering, land development, real estate development, subdivisions, like deep in the bag with like site planning, drafting, anything like that. If it rings a bell, hit me up. We actually are hiring. Wait, Rush, you own a used car dealership? That is a play. Oh, retail? Hey, nice. W pronunciation. Hey, one Nelly Burns, how we doing? One Neil? Is it one? What's your name? One Neil? Have I been saying your name wrong this whole time? One Neil Burns? Or O'Neal? O'Neal Burns? Thanks. Happy Finance Fridays, guys. Boris got something for us. If I had to pick... Oh, O'Neal. Okay, O'Neal. Boris says, if I had to pick a stock now, I'd invest in CMCSA. Low valuation for... You love your dividends. You're a dividend guy, Boris. 4 to 5% dividends, recurring internet and cable revenue. Ooh. Low key, that's a thesis. Let's dig in. Wait, Rush. Is this sufficient though? Here. Merry Christmas, Rush. Repo business. Get your little repo business. Let's see. Let's do a quick scan to see if that's the best one in the Savannah Bank. No retail, no restaurants, no healthy fast food franchise, no Italian franchise. Thriving I-95 RV service opportunity. You can service some RVs. Maybe. Let's just look at that real quick. Business in a mall? Yeah, definitely not. Bakery? Pass. People are doing it at home. Bubble tea? I don't know if there's... maybe. I don't know. Yeah, probably not. No. A lot of restaurants. Y'all, hey, in Georgia, y'all love to eat. They love to eat in Georgia, y'all. Oh, a lash thing? This might be good for Michael to expand down into Pooler, Georgia. Go from nail salons to lash extensions, eyelash extensions. Main Street, no. No, this one's $8.9 million and they're listing it on Biz Buy Sell. Dang. Installation company. Yeah, that's interesting, but it's very commoditized. Growing home care business. This, like the regulatory environment for like nursing and home care, like home health businesses, it's really tough. One bad regulation can like wipe it out completely. Meaning that like, oh, you need to have certain X, Y, and Z licensed people and like your entire availability of staff is gone, you know? Or like if like healthcare reimbursement stuff goes through the roof or like in a totally bad direction, you can mess up your like cash flow dynamics and like revenue ability. Protection services. Bree Leviste, what's up, legend? Happy Finance Fridays. Welcome to the community. Hope you're having an amazing financial freedom Finance Fridays. And God bless you. This is actually cool. I like this. Boom, boom, boom. Clean juicer. Yeah, the rest of these trash. High-tech rug cleaner. That I like. That I really like. Because you probably have, if you're doing, like, wait, they're likely servicing like good like commercial customers for like carpet cleaning. If it's doing like household carpet cleaning, I'm not that big of a proponent of it. Yeah, and that's it. All right, let's see. This one, this is an AI picture, by the way. 2017, husband and wife owned. If I want to, located off I-95. A highway that RVs practically live on during travel season. This turnkey RV service and repair center. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the RV space? I have a feeling like in the RV space, the preference is to get a lot of the repairs and service done at the actual manufacturers, right? But then again, it's like, I think RVs are like, people are sitting on a lot of inventory. I was driving on the highway on the 5 in SoCal, and like there was like an RV dealership, and those things were just like it was packed to the brim. I think we're at a point in the RV market where like there's way too much inventory out there. I think there's gonna be a correction in RV space. That's just my feeling. I'm passing on that. This is actually what I would buy. Protection services. Yeah, this is good. Oh, good. And I think like film, events, property, more people are being online. More people are being little influencers. A lot of businesses are out there, It's just like the world is like a drastically different place. Some, it's just like, depending on your point of view, it's just like it's getting crazier outside sometimes, right? And a lot of businesses, municipalities, content creators in different industries and events, they all need this. There's not a single AI or robot solution for this. So this is one that I would buy, but someone already had my idea and put in a bid. So it might be chalk. And it's an okay valuation. 3 to 4 times. RV park and boat parking. I think it's good when you have like a diversified approach. But like, I think the current market, like I think a few months ago was like really interesting, but a lot of folks are sitting on a lot of inventory with RV parks. And I think those have like a pretty good useful life. So like net new RV sales, I don't think it's going to do really well. But existing RV inventory, like in parks and stuff, you got to check out travel demand and see like travel demand across different like key areas and regions. It's very micro specific. Like an RV park in like Wyoming is incredible. An RV park in Austin, Texas, not really, because it's all a bunch of Gen Zs that are just like on TikTok and like driving everywhere. Like you gotta pick a really good travel oriented, high volume, recession resilient like place in America to buy an RV park. And then this one here, like when a business is only 10 years old, it's like, it's all right, but it's not like you only gave it a shot for 10 years and then you got out the business. And it's 2 people. You're buying yourself a job with this. So there you have it, Rush. That's how we'll look at Savannah, Georgia. What else y'all saying in chat? I just came across a timber logistics business in Texas. Oh, sick. Wait, can we look at our... Is that you or everybody eats? Wait, Edwin, can you tell us about it? Or you don't have to tell us about it if it's private. I respect that. Because I wouldn't want everybody out there bidding on my asset either. But let me know if you want like our thoughts on it. Or if you have like details, or I can look it up on stream. Like a timber logistics, like that's a very fascinating niche. Okay, I'm gonna try to find it then. Let me see. It was on Biz Buy Sell. I don't think my chat bot lets you guys put links in here, right? Did I owe somebody something? Someone said they wanted me to look at something, right? Did I go on a tangent? Oh, CMCSA. That's what it was. Boris, let me get back to you in like 5 seconds. Oh, wait, you know what, Edwin? Boris had it first. So let me do CMCSA. All right. $100 billion market cap. Oh, Comcast. 5% dividend yield. What they talking about with Comcast? Comcast. Comcast is a global media and technology business with provider of broadbands, wireless, video, and voice across US, UK, and Italy. Xfinity, Sky Brands. Comcast is going through a broadband pricing reset and is investing into consumer experience, network, and product, which we expect pressures connectivity and platforms EBITDA for the next few years. Their content and experiences business should benefit from theme park. They're opening a theme park? What the heck? Moderating losses in Peacock streaming. They kind of have subpar streaming catalog, but I think their bread and butter with just like cable and Comcast seems pretty cool. Let's see what the trackers say. Oh, they have like a whole tracker of viewership. Disney, PSKY. It's kind of like middle of the pack. This is crazy how they track all this stuff. Let's see. Let's see. What's the narrative here? We are neutral rated on this based on the sum of the parts. Intensified cord cutting. FWA and FTTH competition. Wireless competition. Rising programming costs. Economic slowdown. Weaker than expected theatrical slate. Voting power concentration. Okay, yeah, that stuff doesn't matter. The main thing that matters is this. Intensified cord cutting. So, Boris, if I'm gonna make a play, like, guys, when you look at stocks, you need to like get through all the noise and figure out what is the needle moving debate. And the needle moving debate is that are folks watching more or less cable via Xfinity? Like, does Xfinity have sufficient existing market power to continue? Or is broader viewership trends pivoting away from kind of these, like, you know, big box cable companies? Like, do you guys have cable? Do you guys pay for cable? Like, do you guys pay for cable, or are you watching on like YouTube TV or ESPN Plus or like Disney Plus? O'Neill doesn't pay for cable. Chris doesn't pay for cable. Like, actually, let's do a poll. Oh, Boris, you pay for? Oh, you pay for cable? Oh, wait. Okay. Here, I'm gonna do a poll. Let me take this old poll down. Congratulations, Claude. Claude, you won the vibe coding competition. Congratulations, Claude. Receive your prize by emailing Kenny Finance for a brand deal. Yeah. Do you pay for cable? Okay, the poll is, do you pay for cable? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you pay for cable? Put it in the poll. I know we have one yes, and that one yes is from our great friendly sir, Boris. Wait, Boris, which one do you pay for? Let me know which one you use. I'd be so curious to see. Wait, do you use Comcast? That's a really important question. Like, are you? Oh, it's Dutch. Okay. I was about to say, because if you're going to pitch Comcast and you do pay for cable and you don't use Comcast cable or Xfinity, I would have been like, como se dice, choked. But the fact that you use Zigo sounds more exotic. Zigo. Oh, it's the largest operator in the Netherlands? You see, they probably got some dope TV in the Netherlands. In the US, the TV ain't really that it, man. It ain't popping like it used to. I want to go to the Netherlands so bad. Best hike in the Netherlands. Edwin, I owe you something. I'm going to look back. I'm going to look at the business 1 second. I just need to get on a plane. I need to start traveling again, man. I need to get my travel bug back. All right, lock in. But, ooh, the votes are saying most people don't pay for cable. I'm gonna let that continue. I'm gonna let the poll continue. Let it ride. But my personal thesis is that the current, like, I think it's undervalued for a reason broadly, right? But I think the current narrative is that people are shifting from cable networks to YouTube TV, Twitch, other things like that. And all entrepreneurs in the Netherlands want to leave the country. That's crazy. It's probably has high taxes, right? People think Europe is like so cool and cheap. Europe is not cheap. Europe is so expensive, y'all. Europe is so expensive. Copenhagen is like nuts. Copenhagen literally is like more expensive than New York. It's nuts. But back to my narrative. So I think people are cord cutting and moving from places like not places. I think people are moving from platforms like Xfinity, Direct TV, and I think they're going to YouTube TV, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix. Like they're going to the world of like television streaming instead of like television, like live television, cable, right? Like that's a fact. And I think this generation of consumers, like not now, but like next generation, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, no one's going to have cable, I think. So what you're seeing is the business for Comcast, CMCA, they're starting to reinvest in a bunch of other projects, right? Like you saw, they're launching a theme park, you know, who knows if that's going to work out well. They're doing other things. They're acquiring other networks. They're trying to invest and acquire in the streaming space by trying to acquire some assets. They're trying to produce some of their own proprietary movies and TV shows, right? Little things like that are to diversify away. I think all of these cable businesses are going to eventually try to look like Disney and Netflix. But it's tough because Disney and Netflix are just like such rippers and cash flowing machines that they keep innovating. So it's really tough for these kind of assets to keep up. But they have done it really, really, really well in terms of just like cleaning up the P&L and the balance sheet and investing in things that are cash generative that pretty gives off solid dividend yields, you know? So that's why you can see a stock that like really doesn't move the needle in terms of its like underlying stock price appreciation, but it just is like it's just like a cool yielding asset from a dividend perspective. So you can still see some volume in there. But I don't think there's a crazy needle moving thesis on this unless the world just pivots the freaking cable, you know? So I'm not a buy. I'm not a short. I'm kind of just like, you know, TBD. Whoa, 99. What up, legend? How you doing, dog? Japan is cheap? Yes, it is. Japan, Kenny needs to move Japan. Does anyone know if they have gigabit internet in Japan? They should, right? I always wondered if I moved to like the Philippines or Japan, lower cost of living, better cool lifestyle, just better vintage shops, cool vibe. Does it have fast enough internet for me to be like a streamer, content creator, and connectivity with my teams in US and all that? They probably do, right? It's the whole country. Kenny Sir, just a quick question. I was looking into Monograph and looked into vibe coding it, but I don't really know how to make it proprietary. For example, my PE site, I make my own stuff, but here. I don't know. You can like make it oh, like you don't know how to like actually like on the vibe coding platform make it proprietary, or like you wouldn't know how to make it like public and shareable for me. Which one? Hey Rydar, how you doing, legend? Hope you're having a super dope, amazing Friday. And you have a really good question. How do you feel about Aladdin software? My uncle uses it and says it's extremely useful for portfolio management. Aladdin. It's the first time I heard about this. Aladdin. Whoa. Is it this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, I'm lost. Right. Welcome to the Aladdin site. Oh, I guess I got to accept it. Okay. Oh, the language of the whole portfolio. It's a tech platform that unifies investment management through a common data language across public and private markets, scale. What does he use it for? I wonder what kind of insights. Like, is it, I wonder if it's simply like you can kind of like consolidate all of your assets and kind of see different things. Or what? Oh, whoa. Aladdin Enterprise, revolutionize investment tech in every era. The full it's so diversified. Now more than ever, asset managers and owners need a platform that can empower them to deliver for stakeholders. Provides a common data language to enable scale, provide insights, and support business transformation. Our tech is fit for purpose. He uses it to evaluate any new investment and it gives suggestions. Oh, fascinating. That's really cool. It probably can like consolidate a bunch of different data sets and spit out like, hey, based on all this available data sets across all your different portfolio, I think you need to, you know, either like improve these operations, spend CapEx here, or do boom, 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 you know? That's probably fascinating. Or it's just like, if you're looking at the stock, based on all the different data points across everything else in your portfolio, this stock has like X, Y, and Z technical traits from like market cap or risk and beta things. But you mainly invest in PE funds and hedge funds. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, it's like it's useful for fund of funds. So that's very useful. So like for fund of funds, like imagine the level of data that you have. You literally have, if you're a fund of funds, you're investing in a private equity fund that then has 10 portfolio companies, and each of those portfolio companies has revenue and EBITDA data quarterly. And at the fund level, you also have like DPI, net IRR, distributions, like all kinds of stats. And it's like, these are like massive Excel files. So this makes a lot of sense that like this thing has a really good data approach. W BlackRock, that's sick. This is really cool. Thanks for bringing this up. It makes a lot of sense now that like you invest in PE funds and hedge funds because like they have so much underlying data. Because typically, like when you're a fund of funds investor or aka an LP, you have like a report that says the funds you're invested in and then all of their underlying companies and all the stats and as well as fund level stats. And it can just be massive to sit through all that data. And there's a lot of good insights in there. It's a lot of good insights. I love your content. No, I love that you love my content. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Rum Guru 606, what's up, top dog? Happy Finance Friday, Shredlord. How the heck you doing, man? How the heck you doing? All right, Chris, let's see. Because they have actual customers, so even if we make it a website, it will be much harder to compete with them. We don't need to compete with them. We just need to make it work. So, you know, once we get it to work, leave it to me to compete. Leave it to me. But you gotta make sure the tech works. If the tech works, I can steal every customer. I just gotta go to a conference, find out where other customers are, and just like showcase my value proposition, talk my game. You know, I have an idea for a moat. I just need proof points that that moat actually works technically. I need a demo. You know, I need something to have in my hands, Chris, to go to customers and say, ditch the zero, get with the hero. And that's our project management tool for the engineering space. Hags, yeah? WWW. All right, what were we looking at? So, Boris, I'm a seller of CMCA. But this is a welcome environment for all forms of debates. So you could have a different thought too. You could have a different thought as well. So any other opposing thoughts? I can be completely wrong on my thesis too, by the way. But Edwin found us an amazing logistics. Edwin, what does this business do? Logistics something, right? Logistics, timber logistics. Timber. Ding, ding, ding. Ooh, this one? Is it this? I think I was driving with somebody. I think I was driving with Eric on the way back from Vegas. And I was like, wow, look at this freaking truck. What are they carrying? They're probably making bank. Yo, all right. So, SYP, is that a stock rush? This is a rare opportunity to acquire a turnkey cash flowing timber trucking business operating in the core East Texas and West Louisiana logging region. All right, so like right here, we need to check logging data to see what's happening here, to see if like macro-wise logging trends and regulations and demand is still high in this particular region. That's the first thing. Next, the company specializes in dedicated log hauling for recurring customers as an insulator from spot market volatility. Oh, well, I don't know about that, but maybe. And broker boards. Okay. But what if the customers say that it's cheaper to bid down routes using their broker boards or like spot market? Currently absentee. Paperwork and stuff are handled by experienced contract support. A new owner can step in immediately. The fleet consists of 3 trucks, 3 log trailers, all owned free and clear. Good. Customers pay weekly. Good. In terms of your cash conversion cycle. 1 week in arrears. Creating a fast. Oh, yeah. Cash cycle. Why not? The fleet is fully equipped with Samsara ELD. Nice. And dash cam tech. We love that. Licenses prepaid through 2028. Interesting. There's one big red flag, though, Edwin, that we're going to talk about. This business is well suited for an owner-operator ready to scale, a first-time buyer seeking immediate income, or an investor seeking dependable cash flow. 5 full-time employees. It already has stuff. A lot of these things are prepaid. Oh, family and partnership disagreement. This is a bagger. I like this. I'm not a mean guy, but I'm a business buyer when it comes to mean situations. You know, I don't want to take advantage of unfortunate circumstances. But when a business needs to be sold due to beef outside of my controlling, I'm going to lowball. Oh, your wife doesn't like you? Not my fault. I'm paying 1 times, 2 times. Hey, look, you want the business sold? Yes or no? I'm here. Ready cash, all right? You know? That's what I'm saying. Oh, shoot. Boris did some research and came back to us. I'm going to read that in 1 sec, Boris. I'm going to get through this timber business. But I like this setup. It seems like a business that institutionally has invested in getting the right equipment, software, customers, scale. It is a distressed marketing opportunity. And there are synergies because Edwin is in the trucking space, right? Or like you just know it really well. And it's selling for roughly 2 to 3 times. The only red flag, though, Edwin, the only red flag I would say is the business is only 2 years old. 2.5, 3 years old. That's the biggest thing. Like, this business hasn't seen a crisis. So it could be the most bulletproof company in the entire world, but it's never seen a crisis. That's the scary part. Yeah. I told you there was like one thing that was like, ooh, and that's the first thing that I saw, but I wanted to go through and read everything. But it sounds really good, but it hasn't been through a crisis. But here's the play. We're like dogs, We're just sniffing around trying to find some steak, trying to find a good business. But if we go to one little area and it smells good, but it's not a nice T-bone, that doesn't mean that like the smell's gone. That means that like the scent is still there somewhere. So we just got to find out where the steak is. So now we know. Texas timber logging logistics company, family owned. Let's see what we got. Maybe logging or trucking. Maybe not timber. Let's do logging. Multimodal logistics. Let's see. I'm gonna look through all these. Dun, 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 dun. Let's try to see some stuff here. And it doesn't seem that it's that big of a market, so there might even be. This might even be the company. Low key. I started this company a year ago at 28 years old. That might be the guy. Then he sells the business. Here's a market opportunity here, or not market report right there. But let's see. Which one of these are focused on logging? So these are general transportation companies. We don't want that. That's general transportation, general transportation, general transportation. Freight services. Yeah, these are all general transportation. It's very rare to find family-owned logging. Let's try this. East Texas. They may do the logging, but I don't know if they do the logistics. It's family owned, by the way. And then this one barely has any. It's the same thing. All right, now let's go to Gemini. Let's actually use Gemini to source. I am looking for... Let's see if Gemini can actually source us a deal. I am looking for a family-owned tree. What is it called? Logging, logistics, hello, trucking, transportation company? Like after logging is done, they transport the cut trees. Based in Texas. Give me a list of 10 companies, and they need to all be family owned, only focusing on large tree logistics. No large diversified ones. Only niche specific focused. Let's see what we find. Let's take a look. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Okay, so they do the logging, but they maintain their own fleet to transport. This one, a locally owned company that operates a dedicated fleet of 20 log trucks. Oh, this could be nice. All right, open that up. Then there's this, focus on timber harvesting and hauling. Nice. Operated in 1992. I like that. Family-owned business does the harvest and transport of both pine and hardwood timber. I like that. A niche focus on the lumber and timber. Nice. Yo, Edwin, we're cooking. We're cooking, bro. Look at all these. We're finding all these. They manage the entire life cycle of a harvest? Nah, it's kind of like a project management platform. Specialty carrier, logs, poles, and beams. I'll look at some poles and beams. Another wood-based family carrier that is highly specialized in log and transfer, avoiding the broad diversification. Nah. All right. This one is about us. Oh, wait. So this one, transportation, intermodal, yeah, they do everything. Liquid, but they do have a dedicated lumber and timber area. So this is also good insight to see that like this industry is actually pretty competitive, because like very large scaled transportation companies with the specific type of beds and a large network often typically probably have one revenue line that's focused on lumber and timber. So you have a whole big diversified competitor landscape. Welcome to B&N Logging. So they do the logging, but do they do the transportation? Not really. They're not. That's not their bread and butter. Let's try this. This could be it. They don't even have a website. Here's the owner's email. Here's the owner's email. Look at this. Good four sheet. They start growing. What's next? So they do the logging, but they also have their transportation fleet. And there you go. I think this could be a business for you, Richard. Or not Richard, Edwin. That's that. Here's another one. Ralston. But they're in Arkansas. Oh, no, Arkansas certified, but operating in Texas? That's weird. Or maybe it's Arkansas, Texas. Transport your timber and lumber in an efficient manner. Boom. So but half the business is logging, the other half is trucking. Locally owned. What else we got? Yeah. You see, so Edwin, that's just like an example of you take a look at a space, a listing at an asset, you realize that it's like a compelling, interesting niche, but you also realize that like, oh, that listing sucks, but that doesn't stop you from like doing proprietary research and finding all these. And then the next steps, literally, I'm calling them, you know? Like I'm calling this number, 903-427-2700, and be like, hey, is the owner here? Try to find the owner. There was that 2011. I love to have, I want to meet with, I'll call them and I say, hey, is Matt or Bill around? And they're like, oh, they're out. They're coming. They'll be back for lunch. I call them during lunch. Like, hey, Matt, my name's Kenny Finance. I'm the next steward of your legacy. Maybe not that. But I'd be like, how you doing, Matt? Cool. I'm just an investor focused on the Texas area. I've been spending a lot of time in the logging space and trying to get a sense of how exciting the logistics side of the story is. And I heard a lot of really good things about Ralston land and timber, and would love to just pick your brain around like, how's business been and how you think about the industry, as well as, if you ever considered it, what have you been thinking about in terms of exit plans for your business? And I'll let them know that like we specialize in acquiring family-owned businesses and continuing the owner's legacy and investing in the growth and taking care of the community and their employees. They love to hear that. And the next thing you know, he's like, hey, I haven't really thought about it, but maybe next year, give me a call. You follow up next year and you're like, hey, Matt, it's Kenny. We talked last year. Wonder how things are going and seeing if you ever thought about, your exit planning and potentially selling the business. And he's like, oh, man, not right now. We're kind of busy. Hit me up in 6 months. You then follow up in 6 months. And you're like, hey, Matt, turns out I'm at a football game in Clarksville, Texas. Love to grab a drink after work if you're around. You get a drink. Matt finally meets me in person. He's like, wow, dude, you look so cool, man. You're a cool guy. And I'm like, yeah, I am a cool guy. I got a cool chat too. Hey, Matt, I've been, speaking with a lot of industry folks and people in the space, and I have a really cool game plan of like how to grow one of these things. Here's my value creation thesis of how to take any simple trucking and land and timber logging business and 10x it. Here's the software you need to use. Here's the automated logistics you need to use. Boom, boom, boom. Because I've surveyed and talked to all the other ones across the industry while we've been interim our conversations. He's like, oh my goodness, really? That's really cool. I've been trying to think about how to do that. And I'm like, you know what, Matt, let me help you with that. Don't pay me. I just want to see this business grow. I'm a big fan of this business. I'm a big cheerleader of this company. And the Matt's like, oh, cool. I appreciate that. I literally give him a very like modern game plan approach towards scaling and growing this business. Give him, ideas of how to actually execute on it. Spend like a week or so executing on it. And then boom, he's like, you've helped a lot. You really know this business inside and out. Like, you still interested in buying in this space? And I'm like, you know what, Matt? I'm really interested. And then I'm like, all right, what's your price? And then boom, proprietary deal. But it took 2 years. But that's how you play the long game. That's how proprietary deals work, y'all. Is like you meet, you stay consistent, you add value, like incredible value, and you showcase to the owner that the business under your stewardship will be so well taken care of, and it'll hit a different stratosphere of growth and scale. and you showcase that you're a trusted leader to execute on that, that's how you get deals done, guys and gals. That's how y'all get deals done. Yeah, like the sales cycle. Yeah, it's kind of like sales, but for business. That's some golden nuggets right there. I appreciate that, Adam. I need to polish it a little bit more, but that's how you play ball on the private side for like proprietary deals. Alex Sable, thoughts on lake management? I like that. Recurring revenue, non-deferrable, opportunity for adjacent services like landscaping. Yeah. I think it's one of those things though that like for small businesses, well, keep in mind like who the customers are for lakes. Usually big municipalities and governments, right? And local authorities. The only thing is though, it's like if you want to grow, you got to eventually grow into big customers, right? But those big customers already have very, very, very large providers for that. And it's typically like really large, like that lake management actually fits within a broader niche called environmental services. So like environmental services companies, there's actually a lot of those businesses. The only issue I say is like, yeah, it is recurring revenue. It is non-deferrable. And there are opportunities for expansion, but the competitive landscape is really tough in broader environmental services. Let me show you some comps and stuff on here. Not that, but. Let's find you some stuff out, but then also I want to see. Here we go. No, there's like facility services, but the facility also can include outside as well. Northern Lake Capital. Northern Lake, Jones Lake Management. What is it? Jones Lake Management. Here we go. Jones Lake. Here we go. Here's a business for you. Boom. You want this, Alex? Here you go. It was already acquired, but that's just an example of it. But these are like lake management companies. Diligence this and see where people like it, and it showcases why it was like a good or bad private equity fund or business. Hey, Edwin, I appreciate you rocking with us tonight, man. I will catch you on the next one, dude. Amazing questions and amazing thesis. I appreciate you, Edwin. We're going to get you a good deal. We're going to get you a really good deal. Rush, what kind of lumber are we talking about? Actually, this is where I'm dumb. I don't know the different types of lumber. I know there's like a bunch of different types of trees. I don't know the names of those different kind of trees. We are very productive here. Southern yellow pine. The fact that you like know these trees, that's so impressive. International Asian market is good. For trees or just like to invest? Wait, let's actually hear Boris's investment thesis. So Boris says, wait, let's go back to CMCSA stock. Right? Boris is a value-oriented investor. We think alike. Boris says, Comcast is growing despite declining cable TV, thanks to its internet services, bundles, Peacock streaming, and wireless. Yeah. I think, yeah. Like they're expanding beyond just cable. So I think like the key is like what percent of revenue is the other things. But then it has Peacock. But is Peacock good though? I don't know if Peacock is like good. That's the big question. Is Peacock like a banger setup? I don't know if a lot of folks are like that passionate and interested in Peacock. I wonder how they bought that instead of other ones. I feel like Peacock is a lot of acquisition. Things to watch on Peacock. Let's see what they have. They have like some good movies. Shackle. Some TV shows. Black Phone. I've seen a lot of TikTok ads about this. Ponies. It seems to be all right. Like I very much agree with you, Boris. Seems like a buyout target. Yeah, agreed. Like Boris, I agree. I think Peacock and CMCSA are good targets for like a Netflix. I think they need to tap. I think a Netflix, once they buy Warner Brothers, probably needs to buy this CMCSA. But I don't think it's definitely not. I think it's a business that like you just simply acquire for like the dividend yield and like moderate price appreciation based on like some of like their banger bets like internet and streaming from Peacock. But to diligence that, it's like you got to showcase that like they're actually investing in like a pretty awesome catalog that's going to actually get like views. Like it's competitive to like I think the streaming talent is starting to realize that it's really hard to find like amazing streaming content pieces. Like I think Netflix still wins the day of like best in class streaming TV shows and movies. Like Peacock looks cool, but it's nothing like Netflix's catalog, you know? And like in the markets penalize the stocks for those kind of questions. Like, yeah, good or bad, some momentum, some not. But if the opportunity cost of dollars for an investor institutionally is better suited in Netflix, people are going to rotate into that name. Like, look at Netflix's stock. Oh, they also kind of in shock too. But I think way better than CMTSA. But Disney. But Disney's so diversified. They have like so many things going on. Wow, Disney's been cooked. Why? Bob Iger's one of my most... I love him as a CEO. He's so good. Oh, antitrust? Yeah. Netflix could be blocked. Antitrust? Yeah. I think they're getting to a point where it's just like there's like only literally 3 to 4 players in the TV media space that like the FTC and the antitrust are going to start declining a lot of these things and like blocking a lot of M&A. And very, poor investment bankers are going to be working all night on Christmas just to do this deal, and it ain't going to go through because the government said no. What's the latest on that deal, by the way? What's the latest? Latest on Netflix. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Netflix is likely to adjust its proposed transaction with the Warner Bros. Discovery to make it all cash deal. Netflix earlier reached a deal in December to acquire HBO Max, Warner Brothers, HBO Max, and film studio business in a transaction. Do people even watch HBO though anymore? I haven't even finished Game of Thrones, guys. I gotta finish Game of Thrones. Netflix is like to amend its offer. It's making it an all-cash bid. Wow. The Paramount offer was rejected. Paramount came in with a crazy price, didn't it? In December, Netflix reached a deal to purchase Warner Brothers streaming platform, HBO Max, and Warner Brothers, in a transaction comprised of cash and stock, valued at $72 billion, well, TV of $83. Doesn't to be all cash. Approve. Under the current deal, shareholders are expected to vote on the deal in the spring or early summer. Okay. Deals comprised of typically more financial accounting need to be issued as a part of the stock. Makes sense. And Netflix were to make its all cash offer, it could just be like a quicker, more simpler transaction. Makes sense. The change will come as Paramount has turned up the heat on its hostile push to acquire all of Warner Brothers Discovery's business. While the company's board continues to reject its... That's funny. Earlier this week, Paramount sued Warner Brothers Discovery and the CEO to seek more information as to why the board rejected their offer. They're so salty. They're so salty that they sued them. Paramount was like, why don't you want us? Why don't you want our money? Paramount has repeatedly argued its deal is superior in value given its estimated value of Discovery Network. That's so funny. It also amended its bid to solidify the backing of Oracle. The father of David Ellison. Wow. Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, we got some family dynamics in here. Wait. It has amended its bid to solidify the backing of Oracle. Larry Ellison, who's the father of Paramount CEO, David Ellison. Whoa. That's a whole new setup. I didn't know about that. David Ellison, daddy. Who's your daddy, David? David's daddy's Larry. Wow. Can Larry help his son David rescue his acquisition? Wow. Oh, wow. This is so cute. A father and son. Okay, this is, oh, damn. Hey, anybody got to log in for New York Times? Create a free one. We ain't got to do all that. Dang. That's chalk. Dang, David. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of embarrassing. They won't take my bid, Daddy. Daddy, they won't take my bid. All right. B-boy. How we doing, legend? Happy Finance Fridays. Paramount and Oracle want CNN included in their deal. Netflix doesn't. Oh, okay. That's a whole different setup then. Thanks for keeping touch. Thank you, Mr. Alex. That is fascinating. Netflix is doing sports and boxing live stream now. Yeah. They did that. They gotta fix some things with that. And I heard they're like when they were streaming the football games, I think during Christmas or Thanksgiving, one of those, like it was cool, but it wasn't like perfect, you know? But they're gonna get better at it. They're gonna learn, they're gonna get better at it. So they're paying a lot for streaming rights to a lot of these things. And of course, like the creator stuff is like really cool with like Jake Paul's boxing and all that. Granted, you might have the wildest point of view on Jake Paul, like everyone has different points of views. But those things bring in crazy eyeballs. Regardless of how good or bad the fight was, those things bring in eyeballs. And look at the payday. He gets a broken jaw to be a goofball in the ring with Anthony Joshua. But he makes $92 million. It's literally insane. This is a funny tweet. Would you let someone break your jaw for $92 million? And Jake Paul says, heck yeah. Like, regardless of how ridiculous or awesome you may think Jake Paul is, he is a marketing genius. Like, his ability to generate fanfare across getting his butt kicked leads to a $92 million payday. Wait, big question for y'all. Would y'all get in the ring with Anthony Joshua for $92 million of a payday? Yes or no? Yes or no? Me personally, bro, knock me out. I'm going to wake up in a week. But I'm getting that $92 million. And then putting that in the index fund and letting it sit. So AJ, Anthony Joshua, if you're listening, knock me out. You can get most of it. I just need a little payday. All right. 100%. Alex Sable, we're on the same page, dog. We're on the same page. We're on the same dang page. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about P-Labs because I really want to learn about this together. Like this, I think is a very fascinating thesis. If anyone was on stream earlier this week, we did a deep dive into the AI supply chain value chain because of TSMC's earnings. And they highlighted in their earnings that part of the bottlenecks that they're seeing in their supply chain is the photomask and substrates. And one of the largest US-focused publicly traded photomask manufacturers is this business called P-Lab. $2 billion market cap, super small. This is not investment advice. This is a recommendation. This is an inquiry into is this a good or bad business. And on stream either tomorrow or Sunday, I'm gonna dive deep into this. You guys are gonna see me do some real research on this one. I'm quite interested in this. So we will make a play. We will make a play. We will make a play. So am I down to get socked in the face for $92 million? Heck yeah. Sign me up. Boogie, how much you paying to punch me in the face? I know you want to. Sometimes I be thinking, dang, Boogie, you just want to knock me out sometimes, huh? Am I that annoying of a friend? Definitely Eric. Eric would definitely wants to fight me. But you got to pay to play. All right, gents and shred lords and shred lordesses and ladies, I appreciate you all rocking with us on stream tonight. I got a really big question. If you watched the stream and you didn't smash that like button and subscribe, what the heck is going on? Because we out here making nothing but smart money moves. And we learned so much that. Wow, we learned so much on a Friday night. So productive. This is how I'm spending my days every day this year, y'all. Grinding and learning and compounding my knowledge and investing. I learned about CMCA from Boris. That's like one of my biggest takeaways. So I appreciate you for that. Putting me hip to this. Edwin found us some pretty cool lumber businesses. Started with a listing, and then we found ourselves some proprietary family-owned businesses. And I walked through the entire process of how to actually get a nice proprietary deal during the long stint of courting management teams. But that's what we do here on Financial Freedom Fridays in the Smart Money household. But I got to hit the gym before they close, y'all, and then get me some good dinner and then get some good sleep. And then tomorrow I'm actually doing a full day of recording content for you guys. We got a banger video coming out on Tuesday. I don't want to spoil too much. If you haven't seen the other vids, check out those. Bang that like button and comment chat capital to show you came from the live streams. But as always, I want you guys to take care of each other. I want you all to take care of your fam and friends and have as much fun and being outdoors as you can. Chris, I'll get to your DM. I just got my DMs are crazy right now. I got so much going on. I gotta just catch up on admin and life. So give me some time, Chris. But many blessings to all of you guys from all across the world. Kenny Finance here is checking out. I was gonna do a little bit of games tonight, but your boy got some work to do. All right, we got this deal to close. So I gotta post stream after gym. I gotta come back and I gotta crank. I gotta get this deal closed in a few weeks, and then maybe tomorrow I'll play some Arc Raiders or something like that. But peace and love, everybody. I appreciate you rocking. If you haven't done it already, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you guys later making smart money moves. Peace and love. All right, peace.